Hello there, I'm Leftos and I'm here to show you how you can add your own functions, your own metrics, your own whatever functions you use to judge players by in the advanced player search feature of NBA Stats Tracker. As you can see, I have opened the database and I'm going to go here to this new custom columns tab and for example, let's say I want to see how much money am I paying each guy per their production. So I'm going to call this pack for game, and what I want to do is, as you can see, all the stats, totals per game metrics, as well as other things such as the players' contract information, their height, their ratings, stuff like that, are all available for you to add as building blocks. So for example, let's say I want to add contract year 1. You can just type the parameter as well, just make sure to add $sign before. That makes the tool know that it's a parameter, and then you can divide. Here are the available operators, you can just type them in, and I want to divide by game score. So the smaller the contract and the bigger the game score, the smaller this result will be. How many decimal points? This is going to be a big value. I don't need any decimal points. Let's go with this for now. So also let's limit this to the Pistons. Okay, let's do search, and if I go right to the complete, to the end, to the right of the columns, you can see the new column added, and the information is right here. So the smaller contract, the bigger the game score, the smaller this value will be. So if I go and sort them in an ascending order, as you can see, Charlie Villanueva is the best as far as that goes, Kim English is the second best, Brandon Knight is the third best, and let's verify this. Let's go here. Here are the first year contracts, the current year contracts, and here's game score. So Villanueva is paid 1.4 million and is producing a game score of 9.8. Very good. Kim English is only producing 4.2, but then again he's paid half the contract of Charlie Villanueva. So again, this is a very good analogy. This is a very good ratio. Brandon Knight, he's being paid almost 3 million, but then again he's producing at for 13.9. So again, a very good ratio. So here are the ratios, but of course, Chris Middleton is has a negative value, and Kurt Kirkland has a not available value. Why is that? Let's go back to the function we've added. So contract can be negative. The player won't be paying the team in order to play. Game score is the only thing that can be either not a number if the player doesn't have enough information, for example any games played, in order for his game score to be calculated, and game score can also be negative if the player is doing terrible. So as we can see, Chris Middleton is actually doing pretty bad. His game score is at minus 0.34. So this is terrible, but this annoys me. So if I want to, these columns can also act as filters. So I'm going to remove it, and since I just select one filter, it brings it up here so that I can edit it. And I'm going to set it to bigger or equal to 0. Search again, and as you can see, if we sort in ascending order, no Chris Middleton, no Kurt Kirkland, and I can actually see the players that are doing at least 0 on their game score, and of course in an order that allows me to see which players are producing the best for their contracts and which players deserve a worse contract in order to be let off completely. And this, functions like this can also allow you to scout the league steals, which players do not demand a lot of money but still produce very good. This is an idea I actually got from the movie Moneyball, where these same a tool like what I've built and what is used by NBA teams and Major League Baseball teams and professional teams all around the world, how you can use something like this to find the best and underrated players. So let's say I want to know which players are actually not doing really good. So what I want to do is, besides this metric tells me, this metric includes even players that are doing very well, but what about players that have a good or bad ratio but their performances are bad? So even if players that have a really bad contract but are still doing bad may have a small ratio. For example, if you're playing a player just $100,000 a year, and the player is still playing bad, his ratio is going to be small because of his small contract. But if you want to see which players are doing bad, you can do something like this. As you can see, I can add as many filters as I want. I can add name filters, year of birth, height, weight, position, contract years left, specific contracts, whatever I want. So let's add, let's see which players have a game score that's worse than 8. Search again, and as you can see, now we're just limited to players whose game score is lower than 8. See, these are all players that aren't doing very well. So even though they may have had a good ratio, for example, Kim English 186,055, but he's not producing very much. His game score is just 4.24, but he's doing that game score in very little minutes. So here's where game score efficiency comes, and doing stuff like that, you will, get your own functions and metrics to be better and better. So for example, a quick idea would be to use the game score efficiency rather than the game score, because game score efficiency normalizes this value per the player minutes. So for example, Andre Drummond is only producing 3.3 on his game score, but he has an amazing PER and of course an amazing game score efficiency as well, because this means that he's not playing enough minutes, which is very close to reality. Andre Drummond can be producing a lot if given more minutes. So you can go back, again, edit this however you want. You can even go for more complex functions and even combinations of those. For example, I've saved some filters, and as you can see, in this saved filter file, I had contract year 1 divided by game score bigger or equal to 0, contract year 1 plus contract year 2 divided by game score. As you can see, you can even add, put parentheses and have as complex a function as you want, and you can do search, and both columns are now here with all the settings you've put. So this can be a great feature if you research and build a metric that's really good and you want it to be included to NBA Stats Tracker by default. By all means, mention it to me. Find the tools thread in the NLSC forum, and of course mention it if you're trying new metrics that you read somewhere and they work. You can get them to work via the custom columns. It would be really easy for me to actually implement them. So you can share your saved filters files, or you can give me the expression and I'll add them as a default to NBA Stats Tracker. So use it, and I hope you really get the advantage over your opponents by using such an advanced tool. This is pretty much it. If you have any ideas, features, suggestions, criticism about NBA Stats Tracker, you can find me in the NLSC forum. So until next time, have fun and be great at basketball.